Hi and welcome to my hands-on of the PlayStation 3 Move controller, and as you can see it doesn't look like it should because it's pimped by myself. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who posted comments and such in my previous movie when I talked about this. Shortly after that one I got in touch with someone who sent me two Move controllers and I demo with some games. So first things first, we're gonna hook up my PlayStation 3, and I got the PlayStation button underneath the tape, and the tape is here in order to keep the whole controller together because it might fall apart since I have done things with it. So here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna mute the TV first so you can hear what I'm saying, like that. Tifa, everybody recognize her. I'm gonna make some place for my eye toy, or PlayStation Eye. Put this cable on the side, like that. Camera, TV, PlayStation, and the demo. There we go. So first things first, I will call this controller for the PlayStation 3, PlayStation Move 3000, Move 3000, just to make sure that everybody knows what I'm talking about, because I will compare it with the original one quite a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna show you what I've done with this controller. So I'm gonna walk to the kitchen. Yeah, here's the demo. We'll be right back. So here's the lineup of tools I used. I used this heating gun, or whatever it's called in English, to melt the plastic to create this new controller. And I also used the buttons from this PlayStation, this DualShock 3, except that it's a Big Ben. It works the same way since it's a wireless controller. It had like batteries and such. And let's see, yeah, and some tape. Here's the move button that used to sit in the middle of the controller. So I got rid of that one. And here's the trigger button, quite big. Yeah, and I got the rest of the buttons here somewhere. Here's the circle button. You know, they are quite tiny on the Move controllers. Anyway, I'm gonna hook up the camera here so I can record myself playing. So I'll be right back. So on this demo we got Little Big Planet, the shooter game, and tennis. I'm gonna play the shooting game, and it works just as you would expect. This is now 2 players, as you can see, and the trigger button is the R2 button. Yeah, it's one of those Wii games. It sucks. And I can swap controllers if I want to. Continue. Except that my right is now red and the other way around. I'm gonna show you how, when I'm playing a PlayStation 3 game, I'm gonna play Bayonetta. So I will come back in a minute. I'm gonna hook it up from over here somewhere. Alright. So now we're gonna play Bayonetta with the Move controllers, and since I have combined a DualShock 3 controller with a Move controller, I can still play this game, which you won't be able to do with the original Move controllers. So I'm gonna play Bayonetta here and show you some gameplay. I will go for East. And as you can see, the orbs are turned off since this game doesn't support the Move function, but I can still use the controllers. So for example, Killzone 3 will support the Move controllers, and no matter what you think about the Move controllers, you will end up buying them because games will support them. All games will support the Move controllers in the future because Sony said so. And the neat thing with these are that they work as two Move controllers, and they also work as a Move controller and a sub controller, and as a DualShock 3 controller, which I'm going to show you here. Well, yeah, I think I made my point clear. Yeah, well anyway, imagine in the future if you like to use the Move controllers in some games and you like to... I mean, these things are really comfortable. Once you try them, you won't go back to the DualShock 3 controllers because that's how comfortable they are. And in the future we will need to play any games with these, and also the Move titles, because that's probably where this whole thing's going. More and more Move games will come out. And if you could combine all the controllers, it would be perfect. And I think Sony thought about that, but the reason why they designed the Move controller the way they have is probably because they can sell more controllers, just like Nintendo Wii did. Since these things are like 4 controllers in one, and I mean that's a lot of money, but it's definitely worth it, like, for the consumers to have these two. And I mean, this works like Play 1 and 2 as well, so... Alright. Well, I'm gonna talk a little bit more, but I'm gonna put that in afterwards, so... Let's see. That's it. So, the reason why Sony is not making these controllers are probably because, like I told you earlier, these two represent like 4 controllers in just these two. And I mean, if you want to play a co-op game like Move Party or something when it comes out, you need 2 Move controllers. And if you want to play SOCOM, let's say split screen in SOCOM 4, you need 2 Move controllers and 2 sub controllers. So that's like, what, 8 controllers? No, 4 controllers. And let's say you want to play FIFA 10 and then you gotta buy another DualShock 3 controller, or let's say you just have one. So I mean, that's probably what Sony wants us to do, buy shitloads of controllers, because that's what Nintendo Wii did, and I mean it was alright. And so I think Sony thought this through, and that's probably why they didn't go with this design, because this one is probably the best one. I mean, you get everything in 2 controllers like that. So you could buy like a PlayStation Eye and these 2 controllers, and you can play like all the games, everything with these 2. And that's kind of why I made this movie, because if you think like I do, please comment this clip and give ideas of what kind of games you can make with these controllers. So I mean, in my previous movie I showed you about Oblivion. Let's say you're walking with the analog sticks, and I mean you're doing everything else with R2 buttons and all that stuff, and these 2 orbs works as your hands. So I mean you can walk around like that and look around yourself with the right analog stick, and you can use your hands to cover your, or use it as a bow or whatever. So I mean, that kind of ideas would be awesome if you could comment. So I mean, maybe they can change it, because this is probably the best way to go. Thanks for watching.